We be live. All righty, y'all. Peaceful greetings, Islam. Got it, and more. Got it.
Go to
Peaceful greetings. Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwestern Maxim. And we're all enjoying something that we're eating, I guess, of some sort. I have the pistachios and cashews, and Brother Corey over there.
Cashews,
yeah, everybody's kind of doing that. Guys, welcome to our Impromptu Improv, Holistic Conversations on Holy Day, right? So we're here today. I'm Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, and I'm just going to, leave it to my magnificent bros to introduce themselves while I go about sharing this out to the fam. And let's have some fun, guys. Hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we've been doing a lot of going live. So that's about it for my introduction. I yield the floor, Islam, to my magnificent broski doskis.
Islam. I am Brother Corey Bey. In the Zoom.
Islam. I'm Benjamin Bey. Peace and love, everybody out there. Peace and love.
Islam, Brother Shanaleen Ill. Peace.
Islam. I am Terrell Tamari Bey. How are you today?
Brother Regulus Mohammed Bey.
But did y'all see the
Bill Cosby sweater? Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Is that Coogee?
No.
Is that Coogee?
Come on, yo. No, this ain't Coogee.
That's Ralph Lauren for sure.
Hey, man, you got to find this woman then, man.
It's not Ralph. We ain't doing Ralph.
Baby blue. Please stop, yo. No, that's funny, but Robert Shaw said that because yesterday I was like, that man got on a Coogee sweater outside. I said, that look like Coogee. Is it 1998 outside?
Coogee sweater with the jabos.
With the jabos? Wow.
I've been seeing jabos lately, actually. Pretty well. Not as big, but because it's the slim fit joints. But I always wanted a pair of jabos. I always wanted a pair.
Yo,
jabos aren't bad.
Stop, yo. That makes me think, yo.
EVZoos.
You could have a successful 90s party then, right? Because then some people could wear like Carl Kanai, because that's early 90s. And then there's like
corduroy. I don't know if y'all like corduroys, but I was heavy in the corduroys.
See, by y'all being young, I'm about to kill it. And I don't take this the wrong way, but me and Brother Corey going to be shitting on y'all within the Maurice Malone jean sets. I'm trying to tell you.
Probably got the hammer pants.
Yeah. No, not the Maurice Malone. Nobody remembers that, huh? Okay.
You never
can
heard
Google yourselves to death if you want. No, I'm joking, yo. Go ahead. I yield. I'm about to get promoted. Go ahead, guys. Do your thing.
Oh, what were you saying, brother? Corey?
Screen share too. If anything come to mind, like you guys are free to screen share whatever you want.
So I say, if anybody's seen the meme where it's asking how the Brady Bunch had Zoom back in their day, because like when Jag was handing it over to Brother Sean, it really reminded me of the Brady Bunch intro and shit.
They did, yo.
Yo, you killed that.
Up had a Zoom. They had a
you
Zoom.
Killed
meeting.
that, yo.
And they were looking at each other like Hollywood Squares.
Exactly.
Let's find out. New old technology. How you?
Nothing new under the sun.
Indeed. Telepathy.
Right.
Thought right from my thought processes.
Was that elevating the sense consciousness?
How about that eclipse tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
What you guys got planned?
Trabajo. That's work for people who don't know.
Are you keeping a diary?
I should start doing that.
Any of you brothers?
I should start.
Yeah, I have been
writing down.
You've been like, dear diary, today I went to work and my locks got messed up like mashed potatoes. No, I'm joking.
Nice.
As I rose at 6:30 anti-meridian, southeast.
I'm kidding, Brother Sean.
But that would help with Zodiacal releasing, because I know when we were going through that, if I was like documenting what I was going through, if you having like a major event, you definitely can go back to your diary and use your Zodiacal releasing. If people aren't familiar with that, for sure. Like major events, things of that nature. I have to start doing that, like writing down major events in the diary and then going back. If something else happens, see what the energies help manifest that. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, the other day, he was like, "Dear diary, let's see if Brother Hasan can differentiate between Eastern and Central time." I was going through it the other day. I was like, "Oh shit, my bad. I'm early, like an hour and a half early." All right, so I'm kidding.
I had a small little panic attack yesterday. We was your screen said 4:16. I was supposed to pick up my sister at 5. I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Wait, he's all the way over in Baltimore, East Coast. I got a whole hour here." It was like definitely like some time zone stuff. You're like, "Whoa!"
See, it happened to me too. I was like, "Oh, hold on, man."
I did that the other day too with Brother Sean. I was like, "You ready?" And he was like, "We got a whole hour." I was like, "My bad, bro." Because I was thinking we were on East Coast time. We were going live from what was that? The West, I guess, southeast. If that's a thing.
How has after declaring and proclaiming your nationality and doing and you know taking on astrology, how has music been to you guys in your life? Are you able to listen to music the same way? Brother Jack, for you, are you able to play music the same way? Brother Corey, for you, are you able to write music? Like, how has declaring and proclaiming your nationality and taking on you know, you're taking your place amongst the and being astrology, like how has this affected, you know, when people be like, do y'all have fun? You know, these are some questions I get. So I'm asking you guys that. Do we have fun?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're not just old men sitting around, are we?
No.
Well, we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't enjoy it. That's for sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As you can't see me speak, but that's fine.
And not to be cliche, but you shouldn't do something you don't like or love per se. Yeah. You know, so put a lot of time into something, you know, you want to take, like, that's a responsibility as well. Not piggybacking off of Brother Corey would say lettuce backing. Is that a real thing? Is that, since we're like not into the whole swine, lettuce backing, something like that. But taking the responsibility of just standing your studies every day, like waking up, checking the chart, but not like, you know, taking it too serious. Like you turn on the TV, like you turn on the news, or you go find ESPN or something like that. You open the chart, you see Aquarius on the rise, so you're like, all right, cool. Let's see, the group friendship things happen. So a lot of internet stuff may be transpiring, just like, you know, as a overall, not the absolute, that the whole vibe of like that hour, you know, until the next sun or sun rises, you know, so kind of like getting a pre-step on the day, you know, mentally, oh, this is how I'm quote unquote being affected right now, you know, things of that nature. So it definitely helps you start your day out like on the right foot for sure. And it's taking responsibility. If you can like see what's going on, you're like, cool, before I head out the house, I can see this, I can see that, you know how to move. And definitely like a map, not to be like cliche, but a little map, personal map for you. But I'll give it on that. That's how it helped me.
It is a literal map.
Pick up a little. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Mapamundi. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be loud and wrong.
What were you asking about Mapamundi? Like the
did I say it correctly? I didn't want to be loud and wrong.
Mundane map. Yeah. Mundane.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. So interesting when you talk about maps and stuff. But anyway, go ahead, continue, y'all. How is this? How is it? Claiming your nationality, music. You having fun?
Yeah.
Of course we're having fun.
Yeah.
Using the fundamentals.
I mean, like that sounds like that's an interesting question to me.
Like when's Moorish happy hour?
I mean, see, that's
you get to make it rain at a Moorish strip club. But you know how people think in that lower, you know, sense consciousness. So I'm being comedically facetious on purpose.
I saw somewhere in Georgia they were talking about getting rid of the strip clubs. So you know, they have like the virtual joints going now. So I'm not condoning.
Everything
I'm not condoning that, but it could definitely go a metaverse for the strippers or whatever.
Oh my
ones who
God.
want to express their love it, guys.
Yo,
but kind of like how the shorty got off the street and went to the bedroom and got a cellular device via laptop to collect finances via sense consciousness. Exciting.
That's Demolition Man. That's the movie Demolition Man. That's what they were doing. If you can go back and look at Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone's character when he was with the young lady or whatever, and he was thinking he's about to have, he's about to experience coition with her, right? And they put on these VR headwears. They put these virtual reality headgears on, and he's like, the hell is this? We can just do it the old way. And she's like, ew, nasty. Something like that. You gotta watch it. Demolition Man.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was back in the 90s, right?
Yep.
Probably like 3.
I yield.
Most likely.
It's interesting. So the question that was originally posed, it's like foundationally, there's an assumption that in order to gain, well, I guess in a way it is true, but it's like and to reclaim that which is yours, that you have to let go of something, right? It's like, because it's like, do you still have fun? Are you guys just old men? And it's like, well, I have fun. I think we're wise minds, not particularly old minds. We stay youthful actually with the degrees in which we observe and digest information. However, I think foundationally, like at the end of the day, we just see things differently. Maybe you may gain clarity as to what's the movie, bro? They Live, right? Mm-hmm. It's like when you put on the glasses and you see what things really are versus what they're not. And I think that's the biggest difference, that, we've kind of cleared off our vision a little bit. So we see things a little differently than those that, are still looking through some very colorful glasses, if you will. And
hashtag black glasses.
Black glasses matter.
Black glasses matter.
Hey, yo.
Hashtag black glasses matter.
Slash
pale glasses matter.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So I think, in my opinion, like that's the biggest difference. It's like we may value things, we may place value on things differently than those that have not delved into the truth. You know what I mean? Another reference I would bring is like the Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy was at Oz, everything was colored. Whereas when she was back in quote unquote Kansas, everything was just the black and white hues, if you will. It was either one or the other. It's very plain and simple. It was clear. So yeah, I personally still have a ton of fun. I just I maybe don't vibrate on the same frequency as others do as to what they call fun. You know what I mean? We don't play in the same fucking sandbox. That's it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But we still play.
And listening to autobiography of a yogi, the difference between a yogi and a swami is in cold renunciation to material consciousness. Whereas a yogi can still be interacting with the sense consciousness world, however, has the steps within his consciousness necessary to not be affected by the sense consciousness world. It's like, I'm from here, but I'm not of here type thing.
Exactly.
I mean? It's that. So
you don't become reactionary to life. Not to cut you with, but
no, go ahead. I yield.
Yeah, I was saying you don't become reactionary to life. You know, it goes back to looking at the chart. It's like, okay, what if I didn't look at the chart and I got up and just, you know, walked out and smack, not like doom and gloom type deal, but, you know, you can kind of see the defense, quote unquote, you know, in that aspect of things. So it's like, okay, I'm of this world, but I know things transpire that I can't physically see. You know,
it's tough for us. My bad, I don't mean to cut you off, bro.
Oh, you good, go ahead.
I was just going to say back to that original reference or example that Brother Hasan brought up. It's almost like saying, yeah, I still have fun, just not with you.
Wow. I heard that.
Because that's what's happening. Because when you declare and proclaim your nationality, what is ultimately happening is you have set something in order that says, hey, I'm sure I want to know. Like I said, when people say they want to get their life together or whatever the case may be, if you're really paying attention when you study and you recognize to do the 1,000,000 years of evolution that we need to do, the shortcut to 1,000,000 years of evolution is the 3 years of Kriya Yoga. However, some people will hear even what we just said just now and be like, oh, that's some man's belief. Who wrote that? Where did you get that from? So now what is evident in after a sure statement is made that 3 to 3.5 years of Kriya Yoga give you your 1,000,000 years of, you know, evolution. However, this isn't something you can just want to go after just because you think it's a goal to it. You have to really discipline prior to even probably getting the first, you know, Kriya Yoga practices or whatever, right? To even get that. And it probably would be best to be in a controlled situation where you're not going to hurt yourself doing this. However, you know, you can get that and get that done, but it's like a lot of people aren't running to that. And the reason they're not running to that because it's not popular. And even while I'm even saying why they're not running to it, even though I'm saying it's not popular, and even though we're saying, hey, yo, Kriya Yoga for 3 years, and their response is, oh, who wrote that? All those things that I've just said are sense consciousness responses. So therefore, that means this is why we cast not our pearls before swine. So even when we speak or when we post or do anything on social media anywhere, 9 times out of 10, we're only really sending it to people that are that have their national mindset. So, and even in that, it's like, you can't even say we're going for a huge audience, a wide audience, fame, fortune, nobility, because even within that realm, there are people who even look at our demonstration, and because they have an iPhone 5 mindset and we have an iPhone 27 mindset, they fail to upgrade to our presentation in their mind. So with that being said, it's like the sure truth and things that have the thing that has always stuck seemingly to my studies is Kriya Yoga, bro. It doesn't matter, no matter what I've read or where I've read, something about breath mastery has popped up somewhere. Some form of breath mastery has been the key. And then when I go back and look at all the prophets, and we honor all divine prophets, and now I get why people completely miss what Jesus was doing. Jesus the whole time was just trying to show you guys, hey, man, I went to this ashram, I studied these yoga techniques. In 3 years, I was able to evolve this. I was able to conquer death because I was able to get my body into a disciplined fashion via my breath mastery practices. All these things I have done in these 3 years, all men can do. And the thing is, that's what all these people that put it like this. The fact that we can even conceptualize this in a conversation lets you know the direction we're going. So, I mean, I yield, guys. Let me get back to promoting us. I yield.
Definitely was at communicating higher learning. So we got the brothers in the 3rd house and the sun in the 9th, and you talking about like yoga and all that. You know, what's better, you know, cohesive than that? You know, can't make that up. You know, we didn't came on here not even talking about things like that, but that's on the mindset, you know. And then as far as energy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Above, so below.
Is
Indeed.
starting from the crown chakra instead of the root chakra, you know, as above, so below. So I'll say when you think above, so below, start from the inside of your body and then think like outside.
Yeah, what you're describing, what's coming to my mind is the gosh, I mean the hex alpha, but what's the proper term for the 3D version of it?
Star tetrahedron.
Yes, there you go. Star tetrahedron. So you just said as above, so below, as within, so without. That is the star tetrahedron. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It looked like a spike bomb from Mario. You're playing Mario Kart, you throw the little bombs out or something, banana peel. Kind of what it looks like. Yeah. But it's like a star. You look at yourself, you spread your arms out, you kind of like that a little bit.
You are that, literally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I had it's been a lot of examples, and due to the fact that the consciousness overall of people has been in the sense consciousness, it's nothing wrong with taking care of earthly duties, because that's a great thing to achieve, the earthly duties. However, when people talk about praising the Lord, praising God, Jesus being their savior, these are all poetic references that are pregnant full of sure principle and truths, axioms and maxioms and precepts at their foundation that just have not been presented appropriately by those that may have said these things. To praise Jesus is to actually be in an elevated gratefulness about you seeing you within yourself and really recognizing that the sun that you see with your physical eye is the lesser light representation of what's actually inside of you.
Islam.
And that ain't no preaching word. We ain't got no collection plate, and I don't think Sekmat about to play the organ. You got tambourine? You got no tambourine.
The percussion.
And I ain't knocking people that do that either when they, hit a metaphysical point within their, group conversations. What we are saying is we're not sitting here to kiss your ass or to make you feel good about it. And we don't care what, institution you may exercise your spirit, temple, mosque, church, synagogue, non-denominational building. Each of those things are just institutions to get you to be able to handle this conversation you're watching now. And if you can't handle this conversation, you need to go back to elementary school, i.e. church, temple, mosque, synagogue. That's elementary school. Not knocking them, because they're necessary. A car wash is necessary to get bird shit off of it. I yield the floor.
Like the Moor science, you said the Moor Science Temple of America that Noble Ali created is basically a car wash for your mind, getting the bird poop or, the pale thinking poop out of your mind so you get to sin what's inside of you. Not on no cheesy tip, but, I was listening to KRS-One, he had this picture like rock star. And he was like, say rock star, but in your head, And he goes like, where is that? And that's like the mystery part of it, it's like, it's going to be, I don't want to misquote Brother Noble Ali, but it's like a conflict that can't be told in words. You can hear that voice, but you can't see it. You don't know what material is made of, but you can understand how to use it and how it works. And through that, you get to know it, kind of like discovering math. Like, we didn't invent it, we discovered it through nature. You're not going out, basically praying to trees and literally hugging trees and things like that, which is advised or whatever if you're intent, because everything has life. But knowing how things actually operate out, outside yourself, like if you got a job or whatever, you're not in there just, thanking Jesus that someone comes in and does your job for you. You're going to have to know how to do that, or you're not going to have a place to live and eat.
To add to your wisdom, if they are thinking Jesus, they need to know that Jesus that they're thinking is within them and not outside of them in their imagination, floating in some sky. The only sky is inside your mind. Heaven, a mind state. Yeah, see, Brother Corey is pointing to it. You see what I'm saying? He's showing you that I in the cipher. And you're the cipher, the I in us, the I in me. There is no I in me when you say M-E, but there is I in me when I am that I am. Man, these things are really easy. If you're confused about anything that we say, if it sounds heavy, if it sounds deep, trust and believe there are just some things that you have not accepted yet. There are some short truths that you have not been able to reconcile with inside yourself. And no, you don't have to read a whole bunch of books. You don't really have to read it all. You really just have to be sincere, because nature responds to sincerity, not intellect. Intellect is good, and it's a great tool to have. And to be light metaphysically is intellect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing wrong with being the light of the world, to being the, that manifest intellect in the world. However, at the end of the day, what about people that don't have libraries and still end up being gurus, masters in the spirit? How do you explain, account for that? However, I yield the floor again, back to promoting.
Got Jesus behind Brother Sean there.
You know what I'm saying? Right there.
Right, the only begotten son of to call upon.
I think it's just like people, our families, other people, how they were brought up, and no one was given the actual truth, or decided to seek the truth and just accepted the truth that these pastors and everyone else gave them. But it comes to that point to where you just got to really research for yourself and, just start to find your own truths.
Right.
So you can do.
That's all you can. About responsibility. Like that's a responsibility to accept that. It's a responsibility for you to, accept what actually is. I can't say, oh, that's not the son behind Brother Sean. That just it's never gonna happen. Like that's the actual son. And it's like, oh no, somebody woo woo. No, that's the actual son out there.
You could.
But maybe the son,
you would be lying. No, if you said that.
The sun is flat.
He said it may be sun, but the sun is flat.
It's getting past the woogie boogie into the real deal of things.
Yeah.
Well, he said it was that, so I'm not even gonna look into it. Okay, and he's gonna keep ruling you by your fear of the woogie boogie.
Yeah. Proclaim your nationality as a hashtag responsibility, not only for you, but for the ones you're close to. Because
that's because hold on, sorry, that's because brother. That's because Brother Corey put that troggle wobble energy out there. So that's why Brother Sean is saying what he said.
The woogie boogie with the troggle wobble.
Troggle wobble. That woogie boogie.
That troggle wobble.
Ooh, take it. Now let me stop. All right, go ahead.
Wow.
And now the song, y'all already know what's happening when I said this. Okay.
Wow. And my white tee.
I know, right?
Would that be perfect? Like, oh, I think they like me. Ooh.
Oh my
God. But I was proclaiming your nationality is a responsibility for you and for others, like the ones you're close to, because what can help, the ones close to you. Whether they may not want to hear it or not, but you don't want to be in the ear barking them off, but you just waking up, living as who you are. Like Noah Ali, how do you uplift Moors?
Teaching them to beat them shell.
So you wake up and just be yourself. That's like the word self is the key with the self. That's the actual key. Like be yourself, and what's the self? Like that's like the pin, and then you draw around that.
In order to be oneself, one has to know oneself or know thyself. And in order to know thyself, you got to study yourself. Study yourselves.
Yep.
And again, it comes right back to what you're saying, responsibility, the ability to respond.
So how do you study yourself?
Good question.
Taking on responsibility, accessing that will which is free, and exercising the will in a way to exercise your will so that you can observe and study your wheel. if you will.
Speaking of wheels, not to cut your wisdom, I think this is a website that does wheels. It's 7hillstar.com.
Yeah.
If you go there, you can definitely
get some wheels.
Self-steady.
Yes.
Life is
Wheel
about contracts,
your way.
whatever. You have a celestial contract that you had when you came out of your Stargate or your mother. So to answer
that was smooth as butter, baby. You killed
that.
Jag.
To know yourself or to study yourself, use your self device. Head over to 7hill.com and you definitely get to know yourself, or whereas the begotten son was when you touched earth.
Islam.
So that's what I would say. How you know self.
Word up.
How did Jesus travel the world? How did he navigate? Comes in a square. Mm-hmm. So that's all you use when you're using the wheel.
You use the constellations and things like that. You know what I mean?
Something light
that.
Work.
I don't know. Possibly
light work. Like LIGHT, light work.
The thing that the constellations that we see with our eyes are the same constellations, just they're greater they are examples of greater constellations within us.
Wow.
So he agrees.
So even the whole as above, so below, as within, so without.
Indeed.
Like you guys were speaking on the star chart.
So you're looking at something that is displayed within yourself in some sort of fashion.
So everything you see is like a fraction of you. Whether it be a tree, a dog, or grass, there's an aspect of that in you.
It's the ether vibrating so
and the star tetrahedron or the Merkaba.
Yes. The Merkaba.
Yeah.
That's an interchangeable letter, that E.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I like to sit Indian style, quote, and think of myself as a pyramid.
When you say Indian style, do you mean red dot or feather?
Or do you mean praise and law?
Oh man. Yo, sir, Rose, I have a question.
What's up, sir?
Just to help these people here. What would you suggest for the people for the upcoming eclipse that was today and tomorrow, so to speak? Tomorrow, today. What do you have for the people?
To get ready just to be shown people's true colors, how to get rid of your self-doubt, and just really doing what you want to do.
Simple.
I would like to maybe make some type of accountability hypnosis suggestion as my answer to the question. If you don't mind. The physical observance of where it's occurring is it's eclipsing Antarctica, some of South America and South Africa and New Zealand.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So how does that tie into the constitution of man on Earth? And what part of that is being eclipsed in the sentient being? I yield the floor.
Indeed, it's like what's being eclipsed inside of you.
I say since the sun.
So what part of the body is Antarctica?
It would be the head, right? Since it's at the top of the. I don't know if I'm wrong. Ant. Ant.
South Africa, South America, New Zealand.
Root chakra.
Do we need to do a screen share? Come on, y'all, don't just talk shit. Screen share what we're talking about. You got it. You already don't talk it. Put it up. Show these people.
Hold on.
Put it up.
Damn, I need some water for real. I straight that water. I want some apple juice too. Okay? We didn't get any. I didn't grab that.
Brother Sean is definitely back. Yeah, I mean.
Indeed. Let's see.
I hear my man singing. He alive.
Right. Resurrect the brother mystery. Mysterious Eastern Brotherhood.
He did what Jesus did.
Islam. And one day.
Move that shook them cooties off.
Right. I said you had the cooties.
They said you got food poisoning. It's time you stop,
Not the cooties.
You had the cooties, man. You said it was you and somebody else, and then you had it 7 hours later. Come on, man.
My man's just giving you the cooties.
No,
like,
it was strange
you had
because she started on Sunday, and I didn't really have nothing till like yesterday. I'm like, yo, what the stank?
Oh,
what in a rag towel?
see, baby, I don't feel well. I think I need my shoulders and my back. I'm just gonna lay here. You got to massage me. I should feel better. Nah, I'm kidding. No, that doesn't work.
I think so.
Okay, back to what we were saying. When it
Oh
comes
no.
to the sentient being, all right, if we were to look at it, because I remember we had put up a map, especially after looking into certain documentation. And I can bring up that map. You know, I posted it on Instagram, showing the different sections of, you know, Earth and what it is astrologically. However, the poles are a convergence point. At the poles, all the signs meet. No, that's not true. In a
At the
slice,
pole, all of the signs meet.
They gotta meet at the poles because if there are 12 slices of the earth, like if it was 12 slices of oranges, and I put that orange back together like it's a whole orange, the top and bottom of each wedge is going to meet at the center.
Yeah,
There's a convergence point. Yeah.
I could screen share the map if you don't mind, the one you sent. I definitely call you Brother Sean, Brother Son. Like the on and the Sean really be getting me.
All good. Oh shit! I'm dropping pistachios.
I'm head ass for that.
Sweet chili pistachios. No, not sweet child of mine. Sweet pistachios.
There we go. Do you see what I see? Everybody can see that?
Yes, sir.
BT.
Yeah.
All right, so we see the pose, man.
So at the bottom there, right? Is taking place.
That's where the sun is.
Yeah, it is. Well, at that time, and at the time that eclipse taking place, where the people, whoever's on Antarctica, they're definitely gonna see it. Right. But I have a question or two. One is, what part of the body is that? Because the earth is us. And when there's a as above or outward eclipse, there's a so below and inward one also.
Would it be the thighs? Since like, or the hips,
it'd be like the heart?
Sagittarius?
Like low key, like the heart.
It's interesting how you say would it be the thighs and it's during a Sagittarius transit. That is very interesting.
Yeah, the hips.
You said like body parts. So I was like, on I guess a sense consciousness level, your thighs, or not work them out, but if go get them checked out, or on a metaphysical of go inside with like higher learning, things of that nature. So if you wanted to get into astrology or even some type of philanthropic, stuff, that would be great to do, or some travel.
Astro-Masonically speaking, I'm listening to you to add to your wisdom, Brother Benjamin. Astro-Masonically speaking, if Antarctica is being eclipsed while the sun is appearing to transit Sagittarius, that means its observation is being taking place in Gemini.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Communicating. Ireland. So there would be your lungs and your thighs. So
I mean, that's the place to start. I can't knock that. That's definitely a good place to start. However, we got to also keep in mind that this 2D figure we're looking at is a representation of a 3D globe, if we can think about it like that. So now you would have to look at it. It's not just one flat area. Again, let's think about this. All of Antarctica will be covered. That means the whole bottom part of the basketball will not see spotlight.
It's going down. 0 point energy, it's going down. Whatever they're hiding at the poles. That's interesting.
Be communicated.
Mm-hmm.
With Saturn to the executive degree.
Interesting.
Probably maybe like 11 degrees, because like 9 last time I checked. Since it's like 10, that energy will still be there. That it'll be coming off of that executive presenter energy.
What time is the eclipse this year? Or what time is the eclipse tomorrow? If I'm not mistaken, it's taking place like 3:47. Or am I wrong?
It's like 2:30.
Let me check.
Is it happening early in the morning? Or am I wrong?
2:43. 2:43 a.m.
2:43 a.m. Eastern.
Indeed.
2:43 anti-meridian Eastern. And this should last for what? It's supposed to be a long one too. Just like the lunar was. I think it's gonna be like 11 to 12 minutes. Is that what it is?
No. It's only like, wait.
I think like 1minute and 54 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. It's like
No, that's
Yeah.
total. That's when it's like total when you can't see nothing, period. But I think from the time it starts to the time it gets total to the time it ends.
It's like 3 hours then. That's like a 3 hour.
3 hours. Okay, 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought. Because I thought how long it was going to be eclipse was going to be like some minutes, but all right.
Yeah.
It was under 2 minutes, but definitely 3 hour event though. Interesting. When Jesus was crucified, it got dark for 3 hours. And then he said, "It is finished." But again, that's an anthropomorphic metaphysical tale about the consciousness within every human being.
Indeed.
What's interesting, this eclipse again is happening before the sun enters Capricorn. Where it does, it's death and resurrection. People are used to the resurrection occurring on the 25th December. It doesn't happen that way this year. It happens on the 24th. So Jesus is coming like a thief in the night.
Stealing everything, but I'm kidding. I want some.
Right? Exactly. So people are going to be celebrating a day late.
Be throwing blood everywhere, guys, on your doorstep and shit. I'm just kidding.
Y'all hilarious.
Leave the kids alone. As in goats, not like actual children. There's children, then there's those little 4-legged hairy things with horns that go like and they eat things. And then you have children, that have like 4 limbs and head. They kind of Miss Surya. And then you have the lamb.
It's lamb. South and west are outside. East and north are more inward. See, south is kind of like dealt with lower. West is outer. North is higher. East is inner. This is clearly happening at the South Pole.
Great way
when the sun is in foreign affairs.
In Sagittarius. That's foreign affairs.
So
Communicating foreign affairs.
the part of the body or the part of the consciousness I think is going to be eclipsed is lower self and its faculties. If anyone has been doing anything, even if you think you've been doing something according to what you think is, oh, well, I'm just doing my job.
You thought.
Man, some people gonna really wish that they really follow the rules of their job. I'm telling
They
you.
really follow what? The rules of what?
Like if they had a handbook and all they were supposed to do was put the square peg in the square hole and give out free pegs to people that wanted to put pegs in holes. But what they decided to do was shave the peg down, make their own types of pegs, and then charge for pegs when pegs was already free. I'm trying to tell you, boy, it's gonna
Sounds like you're describing FOFers or belligerent trustees.
Man, these belligerent trustees, man, that have been domiciled in Antarctica, it is a wrap. If you ain't got your ass out the South, that eclipse is letting you know your next 6 to 12 months. You think you saw my business Santa Claus, Michael Jackson. Okay.
I need to get my people out of the South. Man.
Can I tell you?
Man, that's a gem there.
That's what I think. So the lower self getting eclipsed. Okay.
Meditate.
Yeah. Watch Brother Corey's intro to meditation if you are.
Yeah, look for that meal plan for Brother Corey too. I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying, trying to get thick this winter, you know.
These guys.
Get that summertime fine ready.
These bros, man. These bros.
We're not gonna see in the wintertime, we don't hibernate, we hypernate, right? Hibernation, right? So that means we're bringing things up, we're uplifting, right? And doing things that are outside of the norm, southwardly outward things, right? Let's just think about something. There was an eclipse, I think August 2nd, 2015? Was it August 2nd, 2015 or August 2nd, 2016? I know I keep bringing it up. Which one was it, guys?
I'll go look for you.
When was that eclipse that I know I was near the South Carolina State Republic, outside, no shades on, observing that eclipse. And then I got to think to myself, what have I observed a half, 6 months to a year, maybe even up to 2 years after that eclipse? How did things turn out here? Where were certain plans? Could I have foreseen people were going to be forced to wear masks? That's how I look at eclipses. Oh shit, look at this that's transpired these last couple of years. Let's go back to that real major eclipse that everybody couldn't ignore in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? And let's see if there's a clue that shows that, hey guys, in about 4 or 5 years, there's going to be people hoping you're a bunch of dumbasses suffocating yourselves with fabric.
I can't breathe. Not only that, they're going to keep telling you to get new versions of what's going to help you, because what I'm telling you right now is going to help you and save you, maybe, or it'll help you die simpler.
And it's like mind knows not by being told. So you're like, all right, whatever you say. So you know.
And then it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, how many times you're going to get slapped in the face? And you keep letting them slap you in the face, and every time you kind of turn around to try to pick yourself up, you're getting smacked again.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my head.
No need to apologize. The people it's just such a clear example of people not thinking for themselves. It's ridiculous, yo. It's
Definitely
ridiculous.
It is like self-doubt. Not being afraid. That isn't real. I'm not saying on top of you, be inspired by others that are doing the right thing, kind of like my brother, I'm not as, poison other things, but through my brothers, I get that inspiration. I'm not trying to be them, but inside myself, and I advise everyone else to do that. It's okay not to go along with everybody else. Like, not to be cheesy or anything, but sincerely, you're here to save self. Those who don't want to save self, see you next lifetime.
It brings a certain humor to certain keys or passwords, maybe, that certain beings have given, like all masks are off and everybody's putting fucking masks on. You know what I mean?
It was like, I wonder when that Future song was made. Like mask
on mask. That would be such a mega.
That was a couple years, but that I would look at that too. I would look at when that eclipse happened, when Future came out.
Look at his chart,
because all of those are clues that lead up to an energy that culminates to something.
I remember those dudes dancing with those masks on.
Yeah,
what's his sun sign?
And the beat, remember that beat? It was very like hypnotic and Pied Piperish, like somebody's whistling, like "Follow Me."
It was like,
yeah, it is.
Wow.
March 20th,
Pisces,
2015.
And when was the eclipse? I think the eclipse was earlier that year, August 2nd, 2015, or it was August 2nd, 2016.
Oh, that John was 9 hours and 46 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got August 21st, 2017.
Now the eclipse was the 21st. It wasn't the 2nd. I could be wrong.
Also, right here, I was looking at the thing. Goes February 15th, 2018. Then it goes August 21st, 2017. Then
go before
February 2026.
2016.
September 1st, 2016. 0900 hours, 8 minutes and 2 seconds.
Go before then. Go before then.
All right.
I know it was August. I swear it was August. You're saying it's September? Was it September 2nd?
I just looked up on my iPad here. Let's see. A list of solar eclipses in the 21st century. And it starts at June 21st, 2001. And then it goes up.
Read me 2015, 2016.
2015, 2016. All right. All right, the first 2015 is March 20th. Whoa, 2015. 0900 hours, 46 minutes, 47 seconds.
Hold on. I missed that. Say it again. I'm sorry.
March 20th.
March 20th.
2015.
All right, next one.
9:46, 47 seconds. See, type. Right down here. A partial total. It says it was in Greenland, Europe, Central Asia, Western Russia.
Yeah, I want the one that was over North America. It was
October 23rd, 2014. You had a partial. We got North Pacific, North America, Mexico, Eastern Russia. And that was at 2100 hours.
Not to cut you in, I think we had a total. I think we had a total, or it was an annular or something like that. What did it say? Okay, 2015, you already said. What was 2016?
2016, the first one is March 9th, 2016. 0100 hours, 58 minutes, 19 seconds. And that was a total. And that was Indonesia, Micronesia, Marshall Islands, and then a partial in Southeastern Asia, Korea, Japan, Eastern Russia, Alaska, Northwestern, Australia, Hawaii, Pacific.
Next.
September 1st, 2016, 0900 hours.
I think that's the one right there. There we go. That's the one right there. Read that. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. 0900 hours, 8 minutes, 2 seconds. And annular Atlantic, Central Africa, Madagascar, India, and they have a partial Africa, Indian Ocean.
I think that was the one right there. That was it. I think that's the one.
Location.
But to try to compare that to when Future released that song. Y'all said Future released that song a year
in
prior.
March.
And then there was the one August 21st, 2017, Sekhmet has here. And that was a total that was over, what did it say? Solar eclipse of August 21st, 2017, dubbed as the Great American Eclipse. Okay, so August 21st, 2017. Okay, so all right, and Mask Off was released when?
You said March 20th, Brother Sean? I want to say.
August 20th.
One sec, let me look.
And that was Eclipse on March 20th, 2015. But he didn't make it in 2015, but I don't think he did.
Mm-hmm.
People was on red carpets wearing those like bedazzled masks and stuff.
June 16th, 2016.
June.
Oh shit, that's the remix. May 23rd, 2017.
But March, April.
That's why I'm really thinking that eclipse that happened in September was the one I'm really talking about, because I was near the South Carolina State Republic back in 2016, I think. So yeah, I think that was also one that was kind of, I know they called it the 21st the Great American one, but I remember by February, if I'm not mistaken. I might have been 2017 because I remember meeting Brother Taj like February 3rd, 2017. So that's why I'm kind of going off of that. But anyway, cool.
Here's August 21st, 2017.
August 21st, 2017 is the one that they call the Great American Eclipse. And that might have been the one that I could have. That's why I thought it was.
Yeah, it was a partial. It says North America right here.
But it says that was a partial. I'm talking about the total one.
Yeah, the total, they had Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, northeastern Kansas. I mean, that's North America, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, those places
those places are in North America, if I'm not.
That's why I was thinking it was 2016, but I could be wrong. But whatever.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird how they got that. Because they got like, I guess, where the eclipse hit total, and then they have a section where it hit partial. But I'm like, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas. I mean, a corporation set up on North American land, but that's still on North American soil. I don't know why they would do it like that.
It's long. All right. So continuing what I was speaking on, just to move us forward. And I thank you, Brother Benjamin.
It's long.
Brother Sean. See, so the thing is this: we have this eclipse happening tomorrow. Eclipses happen, I mean, all the time. There's a season for them. I know that we're having conversations that most people that are, copper toned people usually don't have because of the sense consciousness public trust matrix. They would much rather talk about women, wine, horse, and carriage. So when it comes to the fact that women, wine, horse, and carriage are even ruled by the planets above, and that not being a conversation of interest, is people like us that can actually see the people that don't care about these things. They're just consumers, or they're in whatever frequency they're on, where we can actually see these planetary movements, even see them ahead of time, and even plan on, what we can, advertise and market to the people, because all we have to do is supply their dream, according to the astrology at hand. Since they prefer sleep, we can be Morpheuses, so to speak. We can provide them, because Morpheus is the Greek god of dreams, right? So we can provide whatever they need for their slumber, even though what we provide with as a commercial, so to speak, within the matrix is actually it's shrouded in accountability hypnosis. So if you were to put on the shades that Brother Corey were talking about, they live. That's one of the products within, when you put your shades on, when you put your shades on, it's going to say, hey, motherfucker, grab this. This is what you really need. That's what it's going to say.
Right.
When you,
not the product shades.
When you put the shades on, it's like, hey, man, you need to get your hands on this for real. Stop playing. Everything else you can see, it just says, obey, fall asleep to this, bye, All right. So moving the conversation along forward, right? Another thing we were spoken on, right? I spoke about being, musicians and how this stuff affects you. Because a lot of times, people, sometimes an iPhone 5 will try to tell an iPhone 13 what it ain't supposed to be doing.
And then you try to get the iPhone 5, the new update, and they're like, no. My update, I've already updated. It's like, oh, I don't, all right.
Well, they don't have the storage for it.
They didn't get rid of that sense consciousness download.
So, what we're speaking about proverbially in this sense is some elders have not. There are elders that have, and they totally get it, and they're really in the future, actually. But there are some who will see this demonstration that we're doing, right? And in giving this demonstration, because of where they're practicing within themselves, the first place that they reach for a response is shame, insults, guilt, or need to be right, right? And so that's when you'll hear, oh, those young Moors are out of order, or who gave them the authority to do X, Y, and Z. And since we have not been brought up in those institutions that way, we happen to have a sense of freedom in our mind that allows us not to be held under the thumbs of those that probably did whatever, how many years in the penitentiaries and stuff. And we're not knocking you, but we know, especially here near the Baltimore Corporation, more science seems like a freaking penitentiary religion. And I think, and I trust that the cosmic divine beloved has inspired not just, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, of course, to inspire the youth at the time when he was talking, which I'm going to say some of those youth are the 5 that are before your eyes now that you're observing. All righty. And what we're here to do is to really have the same sincere experience without the temple like Prophet Noble Drew Ali had. What I'm not saying is don't go to the temple and have your experience, but understand what I'm saying. Go to a temple, go to the temple if your sense consciousness has your development so arrested that you still need to do the outward practice in order to obtain, to even comprehend what you need to do inwardly. Go to the temple. Do that. However, what I'm saying is right before you are 5 brothers who knew that the temple is themselves, and they knew that they could meet Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the literature, and then be able to share that experience with their loved ones, provided their loved ones open to meeting the Prophet in his literature as they have. So I didn't say this to say, fuck your grand sheik. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just going to be clear.
Videos, Tamari. Okay.
Man, can I just interject really quickly? I want you to finish your thought. But man knows not by
I saw it in your eyes, bro, while you was on mute. I ain't gonna even bullshit you, Corey. I knew you was gonna say something. But you go ahead.
Yeah, I was fucking muted. Man knows not by being told. And like we just cut out the middleman. You know what I'm saying? That's it, really. Just cut out the middleman.
You are your own master.
Own high priest. We all supposed to be our own high priest.
Your own guru.
You're the middleman.
You are that.
You're the front man, you know what I'm saying? All that.
Yeah.
That's why, some people be looking like, oh, because I remember when certain elders was like, and I get why they said it. Hasan, you still got some of the dross to work off of you. That's cool. I get that. What you don't get is the fact that I don't need you to tell me that. And the fact that you even opened your mouth to think that I needed to hear that only lets me know how much further on the path I'm going to get past you. And it's not a competition. It's the fact that I have to look at that statement being used as a test. 1, am I going to get offended? And 2, can I look at that comment as a shortcoming within themselves? Because if they see it in me, then that means that's what's in them. And that's where a lot of times I be, on some things or whatever, you know what I mean, when it comes to, a lot of things, when that's why nobody could ever really get me to believe that you can't do that. Because in my head, if I'm doing something, since I know people like telling me that I can't do something, or somebody can't wait to try to get a reward for getting someone else in trouble, I already make sure I know the objective. So as soon as you go to say that I'm wrong, you saying that I'm wrong is really going to get is going to be reversed now, because now you tried to use something to get me out of there. Now you done got yourself out of there, because now I know how to defend myself with the rules that you didn't even read. You thought you was just protected because you was associated. Nah, I know how to actually put in motion for real the realities. And that's what we're doing. We're not sitting here waiting for someone to bang a tambourine and tell us to all rise, face the east. We don't have to do that. And we're not knocking those that need that procedure. All righty? What we're not going to do is tolerate your spiritual abuse. That's what we're not going to tolerate. Because we see clearly what it is. We have the tools. And we also know to not take ourselves so far into being confident about what it is that we're doing that we actually drive ourselves into error consciousness. So we have to be aware of the fact we're not really about sense consciousness. We're not going to push ourselves arrogantly in a cocky fashion to error consciousness. However, we know what our goal is, and that's to remain yogis, regardless if that's not the conversation here, what people call, and we're not giving ourselves titles either. If it has wings and it flies, I'm gonna call it a bird. If it does its best to separate itself from sense consciousness and use the procedures necessary to stay in tune with the divine while still being, in the world, so to speak, or whatever, but not of the world, then that's a yogi. I don't care. There are yogis here in the Far East, term the West, that will never ever come into contact with yoga, with Paramahansa Yogananda, Sri Yukteswar, any of these people, and they will be born masters, born yogis and swamis, and probably have never heard a lick of Hindi, never heard about India, Sindhu, or any of these people of the so-called East, because they are masters that have evolved through different lifetimes, and they carry within them wisdom that cannot be circumscribed. And you will try to use your sense consciousness to try to comprehend it. And usually when people try to comprehend metaphysical and spiritual things with sense consciousness, it ends in a crucifixion. I yield the floor. Islam? Oh, the comments. Okay, I'll look at them. Pardon me. I'm not a good lip reader today, baby. You're just gonna have to say it. I wasn't. I just wasn't. I wasn't.
It's all right. I was just trying to be a little discreet.
No, I know you was. And I just wasn't. I wasn't discreet just now. Sorry, y'all. Y'all see me. I was. I tried to be discreet. Hold on, bring Brother Sean in real quick.
I'm in here, bro.
No, yeah, I got to spotlight you, bro. I think I do. Do I? Admit? Because I only see me, Brother Jag, and
You muted Brother Corey if you said something.
He's back now. Brother Benjamin.
Hold on.
There we go.
Hold on, I'm about to get y'all. Give me 2 seconds. No, so Brother Benjamin got to start his video.
Yeah, here we go. I don't know what happened with that. My thing went out.
No worries. I brought Brother Sean back now. Okay, I bring you in now. Add to the
You want to come back up now?
Perfect. Hold on. Let's read these comments, though. Hold on. Let me go to that.
Illuminance there. A question.
Wait, I'm gonna read them all.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, we'll read them.
Feel about comments.
Let's see. Happy Holy Day from Pink Illuminance to the brothers. All right, Pink Illuminance. Happy Holy Day. Peace and love, Moors. To Lee Bay. Brother Benjamin has the 3 flags. Brother Ronnie, peace, Moors. And Pink Illuminance asks, how does the zodiac sign or constellation assigned to an area affect the geology or mundane manifestations here. So I'm guessing, like, you know, because tropically, somebody's tropic Cancer, they would be, depending on how far in Cancer is, they would still be a sidereal Gemini. So I guess that's the question of how does you technically having, even though she's pointing out two types of charts, let's say, because you're a sun sign Cancer tropically, that means you could be a sun sign Gemini sidereally. However, you can also be a draconic sign too. So you can have three charts. So how do these three charts or these three beings in one that you are, how does that affect you here on this planet? So Pink Illuminous asked that question. Or let me just ask the question as it is and not interpret it. How does the zodiac sign or constellation assigned to an area on the map that we're showing affect the geology or Oh, I get that. Wow. So maybe I could look at the question like this. So that means if it's like Aries, do they have a lot of diamond there? Because, you know, diamond is the birthstone for Aries, or at least for people born in April, so to speak. Or like, you know, wherever there is Venus, right? Venus, wherever Venus is for the planet, there's a lot of copper there. So that's a really good question. That's a really good question. That's a really good question. What do you guys think?
Geology on the map.
I mean, it's pretty cool that, you know, that Leo rules over the western half of the North America, and I always call it like the Sunshine State, or how it's usually warmer that way.
Gold rush was, Brother Sean.
Indeed.
Excellent observation. Yes, excellent observation. Yes, that is where the gold rush took place, because California is under the constellation Leo. That's really good. All right, I yield. Go ahead. Anybody else? That was a really great example.
Was it? I think what, Libra? Isn't Libra ruling over North America?
That's Copper
Virgo.
too.
Is it Virgo?
It's Copper. Virgo is
Virgo rules over like the eastern half. So, you know,
isn't it Virgo?
Yeah.
Libra, Virgo-ish.
But the metal, the alchemical metal, is
I got you. Go, yeah.
I'm just trying to remember. Give me 1 second. It's Mercury, but it's another something. Nickel, Mercury and nickel. It's Mercury for Gemini, nickel for Virgo.
Mercury for Gemini. Yeah. Yes.
And what's really funny is the only thing I can think about something dealing with a nickel here in the East Coast is the very same Royal Farms that I go to get the little Chesapeake potato wedges. That building has at the top of it the buffalo head that's on the nickel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when you said nickel too.
It's the buffalo and the head of the Moor at the top of this building where the Royal Farms headquarters is. You know, see, it's you know, when you have knowledge, or when you declare and proclaim your nationality, and you're no longer being if we ever were being those things, I really just think we are divine consciousnesses that probably either overtook somebody's or came into somebody's, and we had to just kind of have things happen to us to wake up to it. But anyway, when it comes to that, right? And thinking about that, I know that we don't look down a lot. I notice that, especially when I'm out, the first place I look is at the top of a fucking building. That's the first place I'm looking. I want to see if I see an unfinished pyramid. I'm 9 times out of 10, if I can find the northeast corner, I'm looking at that. I want to see what stone is there. Because it's going to tell you. Usually some people, you know what I mean, if they being straight up, they'll etch something in the northeast corner a year when I guess they did a build or a renovation, or when they laid that stone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'll usually look to that, do those things too or whatever. You know what I mean? But anywho, Yeah, that's interesting. Nickel under Virgo, gold under Leo. So yeah, it would make you even think, like, were there like these resource rushes? When you think diamond, what is diamond? Because they were going to, where was they going? Sierra Leone for diamond?
Indeed.
All right, so if that's the case, and Sierra Leone is east of us, right? So that's got to be going towards Libra, Scorpio-ish.
Heavenly values, joint finances with what you fund.
And I can see it being Scorpio because Scorpio's ruled by Mars. Mars rules both Scorpio and Aries, and the birthstone of those born in April is Diamond. So I see the correlation.
Yeah, it's definitely at Scorpio.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, I can see that. So the blood diamond thing, it makes sense. That's a Martian ruled stone. Has to be, considering where it's taking place, things like that. But some people go, no, it's not. Well, it's gotta be.
Yeah, your hands can't hear what your eyes can't see.
Anything else?
Anybody?
So that was a good question.
Well, how did it affect us mundanely? Well, we could be here getting our nickels together as far as commerce and things of that nature, organized. As far as like Virgo goes here, because that's the main thing, proclaiming our nationality. We're basically taking back our riches, How's that? That's mundanely for North America with Virgo constellation affecting us and Mercury. So a lot of communication here.
It's not.
Communicating organizations. More Science Temple is an organization. We're organizing the minds of the fallen Moors. So we are thought, but not thoughts.
It's not. Nickel too. Nickel cadmium batteries at one point in time I thought was a really big thing too. That I saw a lot, even though a lot of people may have used those, but it would make you think. When it come to nickel cadmium batteries and things like that at one point in time. I think there were cell phone batteries that were made out of that before they started doing, I think, the lithium something or whatever. I think it was like nickel cadmium. You would see like NICD or whatever. So yeah, I think there's really something to that to really think about and to look even further into that. And consider, then that means when Prophet Noble Ali dug his hand in the soil when he was out there near Mecca, what did he pull out? Did he pull out something gold? Did he pull out something nickel? What happens when gold and nickel emerge? What element is that? You know what I mean? Is it called node or gickle? I don't know. Anyway, another question would be, so by you being Moorish American and stuff like that, and now you got to watch your diet and stuff, what else can you can't do? What else can you cannot do? Right? The question would be this then. Does it benefit you to be self-righteous?
No. Then you become bigger than the program. In my opinion, I don't want to speak for everybody, but you become like quote unquote Thanos in your mind because that would make you manifest here again because you didn't learn the lesson. Okay, you got the privilege because it is a privilege. Like everyone, can't. I'm not saying can't isn't privileged enough to get the energy to obtain this knowledge or to attract people that have this knowledge, or you yourself like see something it'll just like blow past you by. Like we all have out in our fezzes and don't know what it is. You walk past them not knowing like that was a saving grace. They're like, oh man, that was the person I needed to talk to. But if you didn't have your energies correct and you're being self-righteous in what you look past it, kind of like walking past a prophet. That's what I would say, like most definitely. It doesn't benefit you at all. doesn't benefit the self. Righteously. No one likes a dictator.
Yes, no, not at all. Not at all.
That's one thing we definitely got to get. Self-righteousness. We definitely, quote unquote, gangbang with the knowledge.
That's fine.
It's like, no, I got this information. It's like, it's all the same. But here's the crimes. But here's this. Like, it's all the same stuff. It's all the ocean. That's just the whale in the ocean. That's just a shark in the ocean. That's, they all swim. The key is swimming. No matter what it is.
It's not.
I was thinking about this. It was like, where do you find the closest place to find Allah? And I was thinking about the chart or the zodiac wheel, and like the heart is Leo, the 5th house, and across from Leo is Aquarius, and that's Noble Ali. But another tip is like all balance law pertains to the zodiac. And so we're in the age of knowing. I think that was like a light or a flashlight to the age of knowing. Like now you like need to know, from your heart. So I was thinking about that. So like, where's the closest place you find Allah? It's like, okay, in your heart, there's the truth. And that's where you technically are. And that's where you got to speak from your heart and communicate that with the group and be, uplifting fallen humanity, so to speak. That was a thought I had. I was like, the other day, I was like, oh. Yeah.
The earth is also, the heart is also the earth.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, put that H in front. Heard that.
You know what? Glad you brought that up. Let me see if I can find where I was looking.
And then what Jupiter, is it Sagittarius? Is Jupiter being the teacher for Earth? So right now with the eclipse, like the Earth is getting a lesson from Jupiter,
Again, yes, that lower self.
Yeah, so it's like it's shining light on the Earth's higher self, but not on the lower self of the Earth, part of the Earth. I'm saying that's right.
That which has to come out of darkness.
Yes, and it's happening around Christmas time. That's kind of wild. Like, I was like,
happening upon the resurrection of the Son, the only begotten Son of to call upon. That inner light, that I am light. You know what I'm saying? That,
yep.
Okay, so the I am, the Jesus principle, the Jesus being the Son, which is that inner light, which is, again, where is the closest place to find Allah, which is in the heart. So now, is the light within the heart, within the core?
Ooh, that's for real, because the heart is the sun, or ruled by the sun. In Leo.
There you go.
The light inside of you. It's the light inside your heart.
Which is golden.
Ooh. And like the glyph for Leo is the fetus, or like the egg. So it's basically like you know what I'm saying? You're the creative manifestation of your parents, friction in their middles together.
That creative spark.
Right.
Which then brings me back to what Brother Hasan was saying about yoga or advanced pranayama practice, right? Practice pranayama, which is breathing practice, or the science of breathing, which is spirit. Spirit is the breath. And the breath is the only thing that is going to happen consciously or unconsciously, right? Unconsciously, we're going to breathe regardless unless we are no longer living. The moment that breath is cut off, the moment there's no life animating this body anymore. However, the breath is also the thing that we can consciously control in order to exercise the will now to have or access or evolve, you know what I'm saying, further the sentient being within this physical manifested experience or presence. You know what I'm saying?
Islam.
The executive faculty, which is that will that you speak of. Indeed.
So it's like, you know, and the majority of us here on the planet don't properly breathe. We're doing more of an unconscious breathing, which kind of relates to how many of us are unconsciously operating, not thinking about our experience here on the planet. Just imagine if more of us just had added some consciousness or some intent to our breathing and taking full breaths as to these shallow breaths or these breaths that keep us in a fight or flight, you know what I'm saying, type of vibration.
Basically panting almost.
Yeah. And not really feeding ourselves that spirit, that breath, that life force energy that we need to consume. That energy is all around us, but we're like barely consuming it. You know what I'm saying? We're just consuming enough to keep going, to stay alive, to keep functioning. We're not consuming it with the intention to really fully thrive and live. We're consuming enough to survive.
The vitality is at a low, or is lacking thereof. Islam.
Fill that belly up with that chi.
Islam.
Mm-hmm. Yes. In order to activate that inner sun, that's a fire, that's a flame, right? And in order to fully activate that, you're gonna need that air. You gotta have
what's really wild. To keep a fire going, like you gotta blow it, you know? That kind of and like you gotta be like fire to get it started. So you like self-generating yourself almost. Well, not even almost, you are. Like if a fire is inside of you, to make it, you know, bigger, you're gonna have to get more air in there to make that fire bigger, and that'll be, you know, your intellect, your intelligence, you know, your reactions, you know, seeing things clearly. You know, if you're breathing in, you know, at a great pace, you're gonna think at a great pace. You're not gonna make rash decisions as you make rash breath motions.
Indeed. Like you said, without breathing, there's no living. So
no más. Corazón.
There we go. What do you got here? You put up health and heart. You got to pull up will too after this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just that health thing and that heart thing, man.
Yeah, that's a state of being sound or whole in mind and body. So yeah, that's unity. You know what I mean?
Oneness with the Christ mind, as Brother Dula. Christ, that oil.
Yeah, Christ.
You want to come up here with me, baby? So yeah, Will, you said bring up? I will. I can do that too.
Oh yeah, we could read these though. We could definitely read these for the record for sure.
That's fine.
Oneness with the Christ mind ensures perfect health. So you're gonna have to bring up Christ too. Health is the normal condition of mind or man, a condition true to the truth pertaining to his being. Health is from within. And does not have to be manufactured in the without. It is the very essence of being, universal and enduring. So yeah, that's the first Hermetic principle. All is mind. So if you're healthy in your mentality, or if your mind is in a beneficial state, you won't be thinking of the opposite of benefic, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah, it's the very essence of being. So like if you're not healthy, you're a detriment in a sense to yourself and the people around you.
You're putting water in the boat.
For real. The actual living temple boat. Yeah.
Right. I'm loving the third sentence. Health is the normal condition of man, a condition true to the truth of his being.
So that's the natural state, Islam. Yeah.
That's like
That's how you were manifest.
Oh, that
Impromptu persona, yeah.
So that means that every illness that anyone has ever had is due to them not having their mind in order. So everyone out there talking about, oh, you need to wear a mask, that's rude, or if you're not vaccinated, they are proving that they are puppets and their minds have been overtaken by a consciousness that is not their own.
All right, here's one.
Psychosomatics.
Are they even real?
Well, the only thing that's real is within. If they're not going within, they're complete illusions.
Period.
The flesh will fall.
Because they're as real as physical as can get. However, they are indeed Pinocchio.
That's why when they say Islam,
indeed Pinocchio.
Indeed. That's why whenever Isaac met with travel anywhere, and they like, excuse me, ma'am, sir, do you have a mask? We got to a point where we didn't even respond to them. We just keep walking, shopping, go to self-checkout.
Keep on walking. I ain't talking to you anymore.
There's no point. You don't exist to us. And the only reason you can see us is because we allowed ourselves to vibrate low enough for you to do so.
Man,
that's how I'm looking at it.
That's
the only reason you can see me.
You ever set your mind state so that you project them seeing a mask on you?
that's hard. That's
hilarious.
That one's
no, that's dope. That I like to add to your wisdom. The Emperor's mask, like the story of the Emperor's robe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you don't see this mask on that I have on, man, all I see is your face, man. That's the Emperor's mask. Just like in the story of the Emperor's robe, he thought he had on a scantily clad robe, and everybody else is like, this fool is naked in a crown.
Indeed.
So the Emperor's mask would be a mask that can't be seen, but it's there. You just have to let them people know it is. It's right here, man. You don't see it? Look, man, I got this mask. You get the Emperor's mask from the same people that told you about the coronavirus that you didn't have a microscope to investigate on your own. So I got it from them. You want me to get you one? You want me to order you one? Hold on, let me order one right now.
It's like being,
Y'all saw how I went in my mind and ordered it real quick. I got quiet. No, go ahead.
What was that? What was that meal you were talking about? What was that meal yesterday? That's that type of like.
You're hilarious. What about Corey? What are you saying?
I agree with that perspective or strategy. I also would add that similar to how we've conversed about the land conveyance, and it's like you're invisible. It's like the same type frequency with the whole mask thing. It's like, yeah, either you don't see me, or if you see me, you see what you need to see to leave me the fuck alone.
Indeed.
Period.
Indeed.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir, do you have a mask?
You could just wave at them. Like, hey, how you doing?
Islam.
They gotten so used to us ignoring them that when we leave out now, they're like, you guys have a great day.
Oh my God.
No, I'm serious. Like, because what they saw was, first of all, these people ain't scared. Second of all, they ignored us like, you know how somebody want to have your confidence, but they won't come up to you and ask you, how are you that confident?
Mm-hmm.
So all they can do is just keep observing you when you come in, so they won't say nothing to you, so they can keep observing you.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
It's that.
How do they do it?
Who art thou?
Basically.
Man knows not by being told.
All day, every day.
Yes.
All right. I want to read the heart.
The earth is love.
There you go.
Yeah.
The heart or the earth is love. The affectional consciousness in man or mind, right? It is the faculty through which man or mind receives love from being. It is the faculty through which man receives love from being.
It's like a
not
cup.
Another human being, not a material thing, just from being.
Islam.
The heart, however, is but the visible expression of an invisible center of consciousness.
Incomprehensible.
The ought versus the naught. Go study your Kabbalion. It is the center from which the divine substance is poured forth. Everyone uses his heart center when he or she sends forth a loving thought.
Explains Noble Drew Ali. Speaking to the group or to the Moors, hey,
the first principle.
Come hear about your nationality. Come hear the real. This isn't salt. This is sugar.
Also as a reflection pertaining to the nature, which is the human body that we are shelled in. We know there are more, right? But there's 7 main chakras, right? In which out of those 7, the heart would be in the center. There'd be 3 above and 3 below.
Islam.
Third line from the sun.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, this is that will. That faculty word is the main word. Faculties. Yeah, so the will is the executive faculty pertaining to the mind. So it's the thing that executes the mind's thoughts, so to speak, the will.
It's the determining factor.
What's it? Yes, he said it's the president. The will is indeed the president. Will I am. I am. Will I am.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Ooh. Boom, boom, boom. So should we even look up love and hate, maybe?
Yes. We got Christ, love, and hate. Next.
Love and hate.
Islam.
All right.
The will is the
going now to Christ now. Oh, go ahead.
No. Let me get this going. The will is the executive faculty pertaining to the mind, the determining factor in mind or man, right? Synonymous. What mind wills or what man wills or decrees comes to pass in his experience. Period. What man wills or decrees comes to pass in his experience. Quote, thou shalt also decree a thing and it shall be established unto thee. Job chapter 22, verse 28. All right. The will is the center in the mind and body around which resolve all the activities that constitute revolve. Oh. The will is the center in mind and body around which revolve all the activities that constitute consciousness. All the activities. It is the avenue through which I am expresses its potentiality.
And I am is also called Jesus.
Which is justice. Mm-hmm. The will may be said to be the mind or the man because it is the directive power that determines character formation. When man wills to do the will of invoking, he exercises his individual will and wisdom, love, and spiritual understanding. He builds spiritual character. So that's breath work. Again, that yoga is coming out.
12th house.
Literally, consciously breathing.
Mm-hmm.
The use of the will is very important in making demonstrations, presentations. One must be very persistent since persistence is essential to demonstration. So yeah, that's the consistency. Seeds don't grow overnight, basically, right?
Hashtag.
Truth builds the perfect body, and the will must resolutely lay hold and keep hold of the word pertaining to truth until the word becomes flesh.
Mm.
That's fire. That's back to the first Hermetic principle again. All is mine. So just be patient, right? It's a few for will actually. I guess I'll go on. Will and desire. Desire is the reaching out of the mind for satisfaction. Will is the controlling, directing faculty. So will is always the directing faculty. It's the executive and the directing. Will is the controlling, directing faculty of mind. One may have the desire to be well and yet not. Oh my God, yo. Whew.
One
Okay, let me just go to the top. Yeah, I gotta go back. Whew. Desire is a reaching of the mind. Desire is a reaching out of the mind for satisfaction.
That means going outside. Gotcha.
Outside, exactly. So that's a without thing. Will is the controlling, directing faculty of mind. One may have the desire to be well and yet not have the will to be well.
So one may have the reaching out of the mind for the satisfaction to be well, but may not have the controlling, directing faculty.
Damn.
To do so.
Damn. They are they just seeking a benefit?
It's no inner compass. No inner compass. Very instant gratification.
That's why after
type
a while,
energy, Brother Corey. Yeah.
Was that bro? You're breaking up.
I said like type instant gratification type energy. Instant gratification type energy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Am I good?
So all clear.
It's not.
Yeah, all clear. Perfect. All right, y'all said love is next.
Yeah, I said that's that instant gratification. I was adding to Brother Corey's.
Yes.
Wisdom.
I'm in agreement.
Microwave results. Hashtag Pink Illuminance.
Yeah.
I was reading comments there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's them seeking a benefit without the will to do the work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Faith without works is dead. So faith without works is desire.
Yeah. You can desire to want to be it, but you got to get that experience.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Works without faith is desire. Pardon me. Let me see.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I would say both. Faith without works. That's kind of, you
I would say faith without works is desire. Faith without works is desire because you got to exercise some will to do the work, right?
Yeah, they're both tangible because either way it goes, you got to use both qualities.
Okay. All right.
One reaches out. Okay. What's faith? We know faith is the second step. Faith is when you have studied well.
It's you have an idea of truth. So
and now you have an idea. Now you can do this from faith. You can either work it out in a way where you're working it out in a way where you're reaching outside of your mind for satisfaction based on that faith, or you're controlling and directing the faculties pertaining to your mind based on that faith.
Yeah. Be like working out. It's like over time you hit the 30s. So now you have faith that you can do the 40s, even though you didn't do them yet. But prior to your, I would say, steady / exercise of 30, you have strong belief that's now transmuted into faith. Because like faith, you don't like know per se. It's not like knowledge. So, but it comes from the foundation of a believing state.
I feel like the next entry here is actually giving us reference to exactly what we're speaking on. Will,
the I am, the will and I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
See that faculty word is so key. The will is the executive faculty of the mind. It said that at the first one. The will is the executive faculty of the mind, right? And carries out the edicts pertaining to the I am. All thoughts that go in and out of man's consciousness pass the gate at which sits the will. If the will understands its office, the character and value of every thought are inquired into, and a certain tribute is exacted for the benefit of the whole mind or the whole man.
Damn.
So you really have to know who you are, like at the T. Go ahead, I yield.
And you have to understand how you work. Once again, studying the self, because it's clear that if the will, what was the statement? If the will understands its
office,
right?
yeah.
So the will's office is the executive office, but if it's sitting in the legislative position, it's out of order.
Legit.
All right.
Can't execute.
It's not. Because that should have already that already would have been handled before it came to be executed.
Yeah.
So if
it's
it also shows that the executive power is deputized under someone else's energy or something else's energy. Because if the IM puts out an edict, that means that the IM is the top ruler,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the will is only but a sharif.
Yeah. Yep. A presiding officer.
Mm-hmm.
A trustee.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But doesn't understand. But
what's interesting is will is not only a sharif or a law enforcer, it's a guard.
Indeed.
Because
he's the one between the gate. Or
exactly. He's sitting at the gate.
Yeah, he's protecting that said gate.
You got your ticket, you got your arm bar. Let me see your hand.
You trying to pass through the wheel.
No masking here.
You got your wheel ticket?
Inside.
Basically. Is your will intact? Is your love under will intact?
For real.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's keep it flowing. Let me move my fingers fast. Let me go to the C-section. No cesarean.
Okay.
So many ways to love you.
Look, it's 3:33, 15:33.
When we go and look up Christ, right?
On December 3rd. Didn't we go through this? Didn't we go through this during your who did December 3rd? Who did Friday this week?
Me.
Yeah, we went through a 333 during this whole during your delineations, bro.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah, that's
so for all those out there that want to know who Christ really is and why people are out there giving up their time and money every Sunday, and your pastors or your reverends or whatever ain't open up the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, trust and believe, you can go and share this video with them and prepare to have a conversation about why you should not be listening to us because we're out of the circle of protection of the Lord. But what we're going to do is completely continue doing what we're doing and say, fuck your pastor, respectfully, or reverend that isn't sharing this with you because they don't really love you. Their will is out of order, as you can see. So what we're going to continue to do is have the IM send out the edict to the will to continue sharing the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary from the Charles Fillmore Reference Library series. And I yield the floor. Islam.
Here's more IM.
Christ. From Greek, anointed, the anointed. So Christ, right? That anoint, that raising to Christ consciousness, which activates the glandular systems in order to create that sweet nectar, you know what I'm saying? Which is what anoints the being. All right. So a name or title applied to Yeshua, the Nazarene.
The I am consciousness pertaining to being on guard, because a Nazareth is a guarded thought.
Islam.
Go ahead, I yield.
Matthew 16:16 or 7:7, Acts 17:3 or 8:3.
Nice.
Jehovah of the Old Testament is the I am. Jehovah of the Old Testament is the I am. Notice that's all caps. Jehovah of the Old Testament is the I am, or Christ pertaining to call upon. Invisible.
The golden letter I.
Number 9.
The Messiah is the promise of the visible manifestation.
Whoa, read that again. What's the Messiah?
The Messiah is the promise.
Stop. So that means there is no such thing as a black Messiah. So your executive order 11490 is bullshit. And it's only for those that are not tuned into their metaphysics and realize that the Messiah cannot be anything outward that harms. It can only be something inward that is realized. I yield the floor. For those that have, you're on your Rex 84 plan, King Alfred plan, executive order 11490 shit, just showed you right there to try to prevent a black Messiah from going. The Messiah so you're trying to prevent a dead promise? Then stop doing what the fuck you're doing with mortgages. Oh, did I just take it to another conversation? Or we having the same conversation? I yield.
The Messiah is the promise of the visible manifestation of the I am or Christ, and Jesus Christ or Yeshua Christ is the fulfillment in man of that original spiritual I am or Jehovah.
That's why when Yeshua was at Calvary, which is Goliath's skull, and it was prophesied that the heel of the Son of Man will crush your skull, when speaking to the serpent, when the serpent was cursed, was all speaking to an inward consciousness happening within that is completely saying that when you go within and recognize these things that we're clearly sharing with you, however, you're only going to know falsehood by being told. We're sitting here eating apple pie in your face, asking you how it tastes. If you can't answer that until you take a bite yourself. So that means you're going to have to read these things yourself. However, you see that Jesus Christ is the fulfillment in mind. So now you can look at the picture of Jesus being crucified, that he died for our sins. He's fulfilling the law. What law is being fulfilled? What does law mean? Okay, since we fulfill it, I'll come back to Christ. I got to make my point though. You can still read.
Angles with
you
land,
can still read.
air, water. I was just giving some different degrees. Land, air, water, length, angles, width, law.
Yeah, let's show them what law really is.
Land, air, water.
Because every Jesus that's you within has to fulfill this. So JKLAW. Okay, let's do this. What's law?
Duh. Yeah, not that new currency mixtape we put out either, guys.
Faculty of the mind again, that holds every thought and acts strictly to the truth of being, regardless of circumstances or environment.
Regardless.
The faculty of the mind that holds every thought.
Let me just add to your wisdom real quick, Brother Jack, and y'all can read. The reason why, when you hear Brother Todd saying some people don't want you to come back to the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because when you know what this is and you start taking you being yourself seriously and you begin to uphold this with inside yourself, and other people who are in the position to uphold an obligation under so-called federal funding, and you know they're Masons and Eastern Stars that should be exercising this which we are reading in good faith, and they are not. This is why they don't want too many people waking up too fast, because some people are going to know that they have a right to take a scimitar and decapitate people on sight. So therefore, we can't do that because that's a part of our dictatorship priesthood of it all. That's how we fell. So we're going to have to find a better way of using the word as our sword. All right? I'm serious.
Ooh.
We are. We really are. We really, really are.
Did you just reference Percy? And
Percy Jackson, Percy Jackson, and was it the Olympians, the lightning thief? We gotta finish that. I ain't gonna front you. I was feeling so good yesterday. I recharged right on the middle of it again. So we just gonna start it from the middle and finish it from there. Because I'm telling you, man, like, yeah. But go ahead, y'all. Finish reading. What's law? Because this is the law that Jesus Christ fulfilled. Because we just read Jesus Christ, and Bible interprets Bible. And then my thing is, what you'll find out is we're sharing this freely, how we're sharing it confidently, because we are those that love Jesus. It's just that we love Jesus correctly. We don't love Jesus in a foolish manner. We don't love Jesus in an arrogant fashion. We don't love Jesus like Caesar. See, when you love Jesus like Caesar, you're really in material consciousness, and you don't really care to really take on what you need to take on. See, when it said give unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, it's saying give up material consciousness so that you can be able to even begin to prepare yourself to achieve spiritual consciousness. But people don't want to do that. Why? Because they would much rather be angry in their sense consciousness. They much rather be Herod or Herod's son Archelaus. You know what I'm saying? So I yield. Go ahead. Let's read. Let's see. What is law for real? Because the law books are the holy books, and the holy books are the law books. So come on. What's law?
Faculty of the mind. We're reading law, the faculty of the mind that holds every thought and act, strictly to the truth pertaining to being, regardless of circumstances or environment. Law is a mathematical faculty. It places
so ignorance to the mathematical
first.
faculty is no excuse.
Regardless. Regardless.
Ignorance to the mathematical faculty is no excuse. And that's why some people that are policy enforcers, and I'm not advocating shooting police officers, and I mean, because they're not police officers, policy enforcers that call themselves police officer or law enforcement, even though Brother Asma, I got to see how true it is. But there are people that are in uniform losing their lives down there. But that's because you guys aren't enforcing law. We're showing you what law is. And the more people that know this, and the more people that have the will to defend themselves, man, it's going to be some heads rolling. You can't be mad at us because we didn't encourage people to go out and do anything. All we said was what Prophet Noble Drali said. In order to change the people, you must change their literature.
Notice both law and will are faculties of the mind.
Indeed.
I yield, continue.
Yes,
I know I might get off here soon so everybody can do their thing, but I know we vibing too. So go ahead.
So law, metaphysical. This is the metaphysical concept. Okay, so the law of the God, the law of the invocation, is the orderly working out of the principle pertaining to being, or the divine ideals into expression and manifestation throughout creation. So that's your mindset.
So the will is the executive branch of your constitution, and the law is the legislative branch of your constitution.
Goodness gracious!
That boy on fire! That boy on fire!
Goodness gracious! And then we're right here at Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, PDF page number 1218 out of 1956, which is the actual document page 1142. And we're in a metaphysical Bible dictionary. I wonder, what does metaphysics mean?
Metaphysics, the science of being, the science which deals with ultimate reality.
Ultimate reality.
The science.
And then Brother Jag just read what? What did he just read? I know he just didn't read this. What does that say?
The law.
He just read
God.
the science of ultimate reality definition for law. Hold on, we went to the law book to read what metaphysics is. Now we went to the metaphysics book to read what law is. Don't listen. I'm not saying don't listen. What I am saying is please listen. Because if you really hear what we're saying, we are clearly showing you that any and everything that our elders have presented, we didn't just believe, we did. For example, what Brother Todd said, don't believe anything I say. Challenge it, try to prove it wrong. And when you prove it right, teach your family. That's what the fuck we're doing.
Wow.
Straight to the ones you love.
Islam?
Seriously.
Coming from my brother Jag. Straight to the ones you love.
Islam.
Go ahead, continue. Only spiritual things.
Only spiritual things, only breathing, only breath work are internal and real. All inharmonies and seeming limitations in the world are the results of mind's error, beliefs, and thoughts. And man can eliminate them by eliminating error from his mind.
Baptism.
America.
Baptism.
Cleans your mind.
See, man, y'all keep connecting dots. Every time we read something, it's going to be another word added to look up.
Literally,
you, we're at
it
Christ,
really
we're
is,
at
though.
law. We got love, hate, and now baptism. Because this is what Prophet Noble Drew meant in the letter.
We would really have to add error too, just for that, because that's what is the in harmony pertaining to, the life's, experiences, so to speak.
Yes,
but I'm gonna carry on. He can do this by understanding that God's creations or his invocations is all that there is, and knowing it to be good. Yeah, so what's that? Treat your neighbor as you would like to be treated, so to speak. In this way, divine ideals are established in mind, and by the law of mind action, they are expressed, thus bringing into manifestation the perfection that ever exists in the ideal. Hold on, let me read that again. In this way, divine ideals are established in mind, and by the law of mind action, they are expressed, thus bringing into manifestation the perfection that ever exists in the ideal. Okay. The law of mind action may be described in 3 steps: mind, idea, manifestation. Look at that. That's belief, faith, and fruition. Yes. First, there must be mind. Second, everything exists first as an idea in mind. Whew, do we not say that all the time, yo?
Yeah.
The inherent power and intelligence, inherent power,
8th house. Okay.
Yeah. And intelligence in the idea causes it to act or express. Okay, so the inherent power and intelligence in the idea causes it to act or express. And when it is expressed, we have the manifestation.
And that process is called creation.
Yes, exactly.
An ideal is existing.
So it always starts in the mind. Yeah, man. That's going back to the first Hermetic principle again.
Because nothing escapes the law.
Period.
Watch how it leads y'all right back to the word heart. That's what I'm saying, yo. Like that's why, yo, after reading this, I can't see how people can say, I read the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Now I'm about to go back here on some dogma bullshit in the community. Right. Like, nah, yo. Nah, son. Nah. To serve the Lord is to keep the divine law, the law of right thought, not wrong thought. It has come to be recognized as the law pertaining to mind action, not mind passivity, that mind become like that which it beholds. They manifest that which they mentally see. As the mind thinketh, so is he. That's probably what they should have put right there. No, one who knew this law wrote, quote, nothing foretells futurity like the thoughts over which we brood. So if you're thinking about it and that's on your mind, that's what's finna manifest, period. The heart, quote unquote, is the subconsciousness pertaining to mind. So we ain't even got to go back and look up heart because we already read it. So now you know even more. It's dealing with your subconsciousness. So remember how I said the laws are written on your heart? Okay, just saying. You know this shit already. That's okay. Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
So does that mean that when the subconscious was the prime presiding thought, were we living in the heart place? 9
times out of 10, yeah. If we were in our subconscious mind at the heart chakra, so to speak, because some people let's put this in order. Let's not go past that. Where is your conscious mind? Point to it. I don't care whichever one. Benjamin's right. Great. You point it to your head. The word sub means what?
Under.
Okay. So point to your subconscious mind.
I can see that, but
there you go. Now there is a subconscious mind. There's a third mind.
You're
and
good.
It's called the Solar Plexus.
Gut, or your gut. Gut is
Your
where God is derived from.
Yes.
Your pansala.
Because that is the faculty through which divine will acts. Your solar plexus. I could be wrong, but let's finish reading. But you have a mind, your conscious mind, as above, then so below. Your subconscious mind is the heart, because it's the underconscious mind. I mean, it's right there. We're not going to make the word subconscious complicated. We're going to point out where the conscious is, and then we're going, sub means under. Okay, so where's the underconscious mind? Oh, it's under my mind. Because my conscious mind here, so under that would be somewhere under this area that I'm pointing to first. Duh.
But
no, you need a piano and a guitar and a bass and a good drummer and a few of love. You need a few of them in order to not even comprehend what Jesus really means.
Tough life.
It's hard to get 5 crosses now, ain't it? You might have got us a few lifetimes ago, not this lifetime. No, it's too many of us this time. It's too many of us this time. How you gonna crucify 5 of us on the internet? I guarantee you shut down the internet, it'll grow like wildfire in person, in special appearance wherever we are. I guarantee it.
Definitely. Aren't you that guy?
You see what I'm saying? How can I be from 2000 and how can I be from a little over 2,000 years ago and from 3,000 years ahead of now? How am I here? How am I from 2 different times on 2 sides of now? Ooh.
Spaceship.
And I ain't saying that because I'm somebody special. I'm saying that's the question you should be asking yourself. Everybody.
Indeed.
Sometimes love takes a long time.
Right? You see what I'm saying? The laws pertaining to Jehovah are written. Look, the laws pertaining to Jehovah, pertaining to that Jehovah, Yud, He, Vav, He. Those are the 4 cardinal points, right? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, right? So the 4 laws pertaining to Yud, He, Vav, He are written on the subconscious by minds meditating on and realizing breath descended ideas as the reality pertaining to his metaphysical.
I feel like this presentation is a strong follow-up to our weekly weather report. Like, I feel like this presentation is like workshop for the weather report. You know what I'm saying? Our testimonies that we just went over.
I'm pretty sure that was Brother Sean's intention when he made the suggestion. You see what I'm saying? Because we all can see. We're just seeing from different angles. However, no matter which angles we're seeing from, all roads lead to this Abrahamic presentation we're doing right here. Because we're all coming to the same point. And Abraham means the process pertaining to many, the father of many, right? So what we're doing is we're able to process many things in our mind pertaining to spiritual consciousness. That is it. That is all. We ain't deep. You ain't got to be, them brothers is so cute and so sexy and they so deep, girl.
Please don't.
How smart they are. They reading a metaphysical about, shut up. That's not why we're doing this. And I say that respectfully. We're doing this so that you guys can stop allowing people that know these things like we're sharing with you, but they are clearly using it against you. They are making sure that you are, what they use is called plausible deniability pertaining to that which we're presenting in order to control your life and keep you an idiot.
If they think we're deep, then maybe they're just shallow.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah. But it's okay though. You
can do
better. You can do better. It's okay. You can learn how to swim. You can
stand up in 2 feet. So like
you can learn how to swim.
Exactly. Get up out those shallow waters, which is shallow thinking, and
start off with life flow.
Because you naturally don't think shallow. You just have adopted some programming that has had you adopted this said shallowness. Right?
Your essence is deeper than you think.
Indeed.
So the laws pertaining to the mind are just as exact and undeviating as the laws pertaining to mathematics. Goodness gracious. One plus one is 2. What's the mathematics, God?
Right.
You ain't got to be a 7% to comprehend this book here, is what I'm telling you. You ain't got to be a nation of gods and earth. We have on fezzes. You ain't got to be Moorish American. And I'm not denouncing that or renouncing that. I'm saying that all roads lead to Abraham. Whether you're a Hebrew Israelite, you call yourself, guess how we see that? We just see that as, oh, they just put a name on another road to try to get to this. Hope you guys don't run into that dead end of error consciousness. It ain't enough karaoke machines and loud Bible reading outside that's going to lead you to this right here on our screen. You can, hey, I don't mind you wearing a baz. Go and wear your holy robes. I don't knock that. Put on your garments. Make sure your karaoke machine is well ready to go. And make sure the brother who's going to read like this from the Bible can be able to have some water, because I'm pretty sure he's thirsty. All right. So, and I'm just saying that with everyone. And I'm not knocking those. I'm not knocking you people that pastoring and doing the tambourine shaking. I ain't knocking you either. What I am saying is y'all not taking the people directly to this. You're not taking people to Jerusalem. You're not taking them to the promised land. That's why when the code was given out by Martin Luther King Jr., he said, I done seen the promise. I done been to the mountaintops. And I seen the promised land, because what he's actually talking about is this metaphysical Bible dictionary and how he was able to comprehend that which we're presenting now on YouTube. Is that clear?
Clear.
He was able to use the square and
Aries clear.
Build those blocks up from those 4 corners until he was able to see from the top of a pyramid structure. So,
chief cornerstone. The chief cornerstone is what's missing from the unfinished pyramid. But those of us that know that we are those pertaining to the Moorish nation, our chief cornerstone is attached. It's connected. And we have the light. And that's the thing. The opposition that people are getting out there, and they think they have to fill out forms for the IRS, do stuff for Social Security Administration, do things because they're policy enforcers, because they have fraternal orders of police, or people have Eastern Star and Mason meetings outside of whatever they do, whether it's firefighting, police, postal workers. I don't care what you do. At the end of the day, I can tell if you're not really on your mathematics. I can tell. Could tell for years, but I can come out and say it more now because my brothers can tell too. And it's more important to make sure that my loved ones can tell before I have to say something. Because they already know I'm going to say something. But if they say something before I say something, oh, you got a problem on your hands now. Because now there's no dull tax in the box. Not one. It's hard. Has anybody ever clipped all their fingernails at one time with one fingernail clipper and only closed the fingernail clipper once? You started at your thumb and then all 4 of the other fingernails fell off and all you clipped was the thumb. Has that ever happened? No. So it's not going to happen now. You can clip one a few thousand years ago. Boy. And we're not even saying that was an actual being that existed then. What I am saying is there may have been a consciousness within someone that was described as such as we're showing you now. And just maybe it was so many people in material consciousness that all they could think to give this brother was a crown of thorns, 2 pieces of wood, and 3 nails. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that it did happen. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. What I am saying is the foundational principle is for you to be able to go within and reconcile it for yourself. Man, know thyself.
Islam.
At SamuelStar.com.
Islam. Man does not make law. Man does not make the law. The law is. And it was established for our benefit before the world was formed. Goodness gracious. What, boy, they don't want y'all. See, Prophet Noble Drabi said, dear brother, Islam, I'm glad to know I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. That's what we sharing with you, the truth and the divine truth. So anybody out there talking about giggling or trying to make seem like whatever we talking about is something unnecessary, I'm telling you, those are idiot lawbreakers. Those are idiot lawbreakers. Those are idiot mathematicians. Is that clear?
Super clear.
They can't. That's why Erykah Badu said, I'm feeling kind of hungry with $3 and 6 dimes. Yeah, you might laugh. Why?
Because you did not do your math.
So she's telling you you're a dumbass. 2, 3. Damn. Y'all feel like? 1, 2, 3.
Yo,
the world keeps turning.
I swear she made that whole album non pro tonk, yo, for real.
She had to, because that's 20 years in advance. The man might know something, knows that he knows nothing at all. When it's colder in your summertime and hotter in your fall. We were made in his image.
And call
us by our names. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear him just the same.
But they fear us.
Oh, us. There we go. See that? So she must have had the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary and was like, yo, I'm about to make a hot album.
she was reading this joint. It was like, you know what, Charles Fillmore? You made it a hot line. I'm gonna make it a hot song.
Oh
exactly.
my God.
Talk about like bag lady, you know, like holding sense consciousness, you know. A brother not gonna want you. I'm not gonna say a brother, you know, if you meet a brother that's on his mathematics and you're subtracting when you need to be adding, you know, they need to drop those bags, shorty.
Measure twice, cut once.
Never told you.
Or measure 3 times, cut once.
Righteous.
I guess measuring 3 times ain't bad.
I love y'all.
Love y'all too. We wrapping up. We can wrap this up.
I got
this. Hey, look, yeah, let's give them a little bit more next time then.
Yeah, we'll do more. We'll come back and finish off with all the other ones that we was doing. We'll finish off with Christ, Brother Corey. That's where we left you off at. So
no, bro, look, you should finish off where when we come back. You should finish off where you start, where we ended at.
All right, so we'll come back here. We'll start back with the law, either next Friday or the Friday after next, depending on how things go. If it's next Friday, we'll do that. Thank you, Brother Sekmat, for putting out the flyer and the information and everything. Brother Corey, thank you. Brother Benjamin, thank you. Brother Sean, Brother Terrell, I love you all. I love you all.
Love.
Let me see if I can at least
love.
Te amo.
get the facts so we can at least see all each other before we go.
Brothers.
All righty. Islam to all beloveds.
Islam.
Peace and love.